The movie kicks off in India, a land full of some seriously weird stories, and one of them is about a group of great Indian rulers who were sitting on a mountain meditating. Because of their meditation, a divine light called Brahman Shakti descended upon them, and with that light came weapons with different powers. The strongest was the fire weapon, the second was water, the third was wind, and the fourth was the power of bulls. But along with all these different powers, a weapon shaped like a circle dropped down with enough power to destroy the whole world. Its name was Brahmastra. After every ruler got himself a superpower, they gathered together and managed to stop this weapon, and they decided to protect it so no one could ever get close, and they all knelt before it, followed by their children and grandchildren. Time flies and generations pass. As the years went by, everyone forgot what happened until we reach our present day, specifically with Shiva. Shiva is a young guy from the superpowered heirs, but until now, he doesn't know his own abilities, and he has no clue that the fire inside him has a huge role in saving the world. Every time he closes his eyes, he sees visions of people he doesn't know, and he doesn't know if they are real or just a dream.
While he's praying to their sacred symbol, he sees what's happening with the archaeologist Mohan in Delhi. Mohan was working when he felt movement in the place, so the first thing he did was hide the stone piece he had. Suddenly, Ravatar drops in on him and says, "Give me the stone you have." Mohan answers him, "You can't take it from me." Then Zor also drops in and tells him, "Don't play the hero, old man, it doesn't suit you." Mohan replies, "You're right, maybe I'm getting old." But a lion stays a lion even in front of dogs. Then he cuts his hand, spills his blood on the stone cube, and throws it far away. Zor gets mad and hits him, smashing the door with his body. They go in to search for the stone, and without them noticing, Mohan puts on his power badge and starts hitting them left and right. But the villains don't feel a thing. He tells them, "All right, let's agree that I won't be able to kill you, and you won't be able to catch me either." And indeed, he leaves them and flies over the roof, staying fixed in his place until they leave. Mohan goes down and grabs the device, which is the stone, but Junoon is in the place, so she attacks him and puts a necklace on him that completely controls his mind. Then she strips off his power badge and takes the stone. He tells her, "Don't do it, Junoon. You don't know what this weapon can do if it falls into the wrong hands." She replies, "You're not the one who's going to teach me about the weapon. I've lived my whole life to collect it and give it to the right person." Suddenly, Shiva wakes up, and as soon as he opens his eyes, he sees Isha in front of him. He focuses his eyes on her, and she also focuses his eyes on him. And you and I are focusing with them, my friend. In the evening, Shiva goes to a club and sees her there too, so they both focus on each other again, and you and I are focusing with them once more, my friend. The party ends, so Shiva rushes after her. She gets in the elevator and he jumps in with her. She asks him, "Who are you?" He answers, "No, who are you? And where have you been for years? I just want 2 words with you. I saw you 2 days ago and I don't remember where we met. Why don't you come with me?" She tells him, "I'm not free. I have 2 parties." He says, "And I also have a party and I can't miss it." She says, "Fine, won't you invite me?" He takes her with him and they spend a night of total madness. The party Shiva meant was the birthday of a child in an orphanage, so he celebrates with the kid, and Isha is very impressed by his kind heart, so she gets up to dance with him. After they finish dancing, Isha goes to sit with him in his room and asks, "Are you married?" He answers, "I wish. She won't just be my wife, she'll be my whole life, my friend, my lover, my mother, my father, and my whole family." She asks him, "And what about your mother? Won't she be angry at your girlfriend?" He says, "My mother died when I was small. She probably left me in the cradle. All I have left of her is this shell. It's the only thing she left me. That's why you find me holding onto it so tightly." Isha gets emotional and cries. He tells her, "Stop it. Look, I live by a simple rule that you'll like." He turns off the light and says, "Darkness is very bad, right?" Then he lights a stronger light for her and says, "But light comes to protect us. And that's why every one of us needs a light to brighten their life." She asks him, "And where exactly will you find this light?" He answers, "I found it in you, Isha." For real, boss? Is she a power station? The point is, he hacks her mind and holds her hand. But suddenly, a supernatural force attacks them, so he lets go of her hand, and at that same moment, the force disappears. He tells her, "You have to leave right now." She asks, "What happened?" He says, "Please listen to me and go." He goes out and closes his eyes, and he sees a vision where Junoon has tied up Mohan and completely brainwashed him, saying to him, "Where do I find the second piece?" Surprisingly, Mohan answers her easily, but he's talking so that Shiva can hear him and stay a step ahead. Mohan says, "The weapon is 3 pieces. The first is with you, the second is with my friend Anish, and the third, no one knows its location except the guru." She asks him, "Where do I find him?" He says, "In ashram." She asks, "And where is ashram?" But he refuses to give her more info. So Zor steps up to hit him, but Mohan kicks him and he falls dead.
Shiva sees it all, but he doesn't know if this is real or just a dream. He goes to the temple, and by chance, he sees a newspaper, so he grabs it quickly and reads the news of Mohan the archaeologist's death. He's shocked and rushes to the computer to check, and indeed, he confirms that Mohan was an archaeologist. The news said he committed suicide, but Shiva is the only one who knows he was killed by Junoon and her crew, and so Shiva confirms that what he sees is real, not imagination. He meets Isha and tells her everything happening to him. She says, "So Mohan was killed by a superpowered girl?" and laughs sarcastically. He tells her, "Don't believe it if you don't want to, but I want you to help me reach a guy named Anish before those criminals kill him." She searches for the name and says, "This Anish is also an archaeologist." He says, "Yes, that's him." She says, "Since you're sure he's going to be killed, report it to the police." He says, "And what will I tell them? That I dreamed about the people who will kill him? I have to warn him." She says, "I'm coming with you." He tells her, "Are we going to an amusement park? Junoon and her crew are very dangerous, and I don't know what might happen there."
She says, "I'll be by your side. I won't leave you alone." And indeed, she goes with him. On the way, he holds her hand, and without him feeling it, fire comes out of his palm. So they are both shocked. Isha asks him, "Are you okay?" He answers, "Don't be afraid, I'm fine. Look, I'm just like you. I don't know what's happening, but the fire doesn't hurt me." She leaves him and walks away, so he rushes after her and says, "It's not my fault I was born like this. I don't know why all this is happening to me. You have every right to be afraid of me and leave." She tells him, "I wasn't afraid of you. I was afraid for you, but I'm sad because you hid something like this from me." He says to her, "I love you." She asks, "How do you mean?" He says, "I've loved you since the first time I saw you. I love you and I'll keep loving you until the last day of my life." She stands there shocked by his words, and she almost falls, so she grabs a girl's hand. And this girl is Junoon. She leaves her and walks away, and Shiva is shocked and says, "This is Junoon, and these are the two with her. Let's go quickly before they get to Anish." They enter, and Isha says, "Look over there, that's one of them. How is he jumping all those distances?" He tells her, "No time for questions, let's go." Before they jump on the man and kill him, they enter and find Anish, so they go after him, and Junoon is behind him too. Isha gets scared, so he tells her, "Go and don't be afraid, they don't even know us." She says, "All right, look, you go after Anish and I'll distract them so no one follows you." He follows her words and goes to Anish, and while he's about to talk to him, Rabitar comes toward them, so Isha crashes into him to distract him and says, "Excuse me, can I use your phone to make a call? My phone died." He tells her, "I don't have a phone, look for someone else." She leaves him and goes, so he turns around and doesn't find Anish, so he searches for them in the place. Shiva had hidden Anish, so Rabitar leaves them and goes. Shiva tells Anish, "I know you're a member of the Brahma organization, and I know you have a connection to Mohan. Don't be surprised how I know. Important thing is, I came to warn you. Your life here is in danger. We must leave immediately." He says, "Okay." He calls Isha, and she says to him, "What do you think of me, my boss?" He tells her, "You're really a genius." But Rabitar comes from behind her and says, "Your phone is working."
"Who are you?" And he's about to kill her, but Shiva jumps on him and pushes him away. That jerk transforms and Shiva can't do anything with him. He grabs a gun and tries to shoot him, but he keeps jumping so no bullet hits him. He takes the gun from Shiva and shoots him with a bullet that is about to pierce his heart. Do you think it will pierce it, my friend? I swear that won't happen. Anish comes rushing and takes the bullet instead of him, but he doesn't die because he actually has the power of the bull. He stands up and hits Ravitar a blow that knocks him to the ground, then tells them, "Let's go quickly." But Junoon appears in the place and closes all the doors on them. Anish hits the ground and it cracks and they escape from the basement. They take the car and flee. On the way, Shiva tells him, "We must go to save the guru because they will go to him too to kill him." Anish gives them the address and they keep driving for a long time. Then they rest for a bit and Shiva says, "I want to know something. There is a very strong weapon broken into 3 pieces. If collected, it becomes a circle like this." Anish answers, "This is Brahmastra." "How did you know all this, Shiva?" "Astra is a very powerful weapon that could destroy the whole world." Shiva says, "Junoon wants to collect this weapon. She has the first piece, you have the second, and the guru knows the location of the third." He says, "You mean this piece?" As soon as Shiva sees it, he sees a vision with a sacred symbol for a strange person he doesn't know, and the place changes and he sees Junoon's stone in front of him, so he tells them, "Junoon is very close to us." He looks around and says, "She's in that car over there." Anish says, "You two must get out of here right now. Isha, keep this stone and get it to the guru." Shiva tells him, "You're coming with us." He answers, "And who will stop Junoon? I must stay here to distract them. If Junoon collects this weapon, a huge mess could happen." They leave him and go, and indeed, Anish stands in front of Junoon's car, and as soon as it gets close, he attacks them with all his savagery. Shiva sees everything in a vision. Zor keeps shooting Anish until he stops him. "Do you think Anish is finished, my friend? I swear to you that won't happen." He stands up again and continues dragging them behind him until he throws them all down and falls with them, and they all die. Isha asks Shiva, "What happened?" He says, "Junoon, Zor, and Anish are dead." She says, "All right, move so I can drive instead of you." Suddenly, he finds Ravitar in front of him, and he continues chasing them until they reach the guru's palace. But in front of the palace, Shiva jumps from the car and throws Ravatar and the car down. They reach the front of the palace, but find the door locked. Shiva jumps to open the door from the inside, so Isha says, "Me too." He asks her, "You what?" She says, "This is my reply to your word when you said I love you. I couldn't reply to you then." He's very happy, but that jerk Ravatar wasn't dead yet. He runs toward Isha and is about to kill her. Do you think he'll kill her? Say it with me, my friend. I swear that won't happen. Shiva gets angry and finally his power comes out of his body and he burns Ravatar and throws him roasted to the bottom. The guru had seen everything. After Shiva finished, he lost consciousness, so they took him inside to sleep. Shiva sees a vision where Junoon is at the evil symbol he always sees, and she says, "I've brought a piece of the astro weapon, only 2 pieces left, one with the guru and the other with a new person who entered the game, and it seems his abilities far exceed mine. Today, one of my colleagues was killed, so I ask you to give me extra power to fight them and take the rest of the weapon from them and bring you back to life." Indeed, he fulfills her request and gives her many stones to form an army with. Shiva wakes up and goes down, so Isha takes him in her arms, and he says to her, "I'm sorry, I made you worry about me. Let's go leave this place." Suddenly, they see a group of kids and teenagers, so Isha greets them. Shiva asks, "Do you know them?" She says, "Of course, these are heirs of talents, and they came to the guru for him to train them." A girl from them tells him, "The guru is waiting for you. He wants to talk to you. Go to him." Indeed, he goes to him and stands before him saying, "Wow. When I heard the name Guru, I said for sure I'd see a man like Master Shifu and Kung Fu Panda, but you actually look like movie stars." "You're right, Shiva. Specifically, he looks exactly like Amitabh Bachchan." Anyway, the guru tells him, "Look, my son, don't judge people by their looks. Whoever sees you from the outside says you're an ordinary young man, but inside you is a fierce warrior with massive power." Shiva replies, "My opinion is stop smoking weed, old man, because it might kill a man your age." He tells him, "You have every right not to believe me, but you must stay with me because I will make you a conquering dragon." Shiva says, "My God, honestly a great chance to join you, but my reply will shock you. I don't want to be anything. I want to leave and continue my life as an ordinary guy like you say. I have nothing to do with protecting weapons or all this noise." He tells him, "Yes, you do, and you have no other choice. Haven't you thought why these visions come to you specifically, and why you came here on your own feet? All this shows it's time to bring out your power." He says, "I told you, this battle is not my battle. Goodbye," and leaves him to go. So the guru calls him, "This battle was the battle of your father and mother." Shiva is shocked and asks, "How do you mean?" He says, "Just like your father and mother were 2 of us, you are also one of us. And if you leave now, you won't know anything about your father and mother, and no one will tell you anything until you die." He tells him, "You must tell me everything about them." He answers, "Stay with me and you'll know everything at the right time. All you have to do now is start training and bring out the fire beast inside you." Shiva asks, "Are you forcing me to stay here?" He says, "I'm ready to do anything to protect the Brahmastra weapon. You're the only one who knows who's fighting us to collect the weapon, so you must be here. Say goodbye to your girlfriend to start training." He leaves them and goes. Indeed, Shiva says goodbye to Isha and she also leaves him and goes. The guru talks with him and asks, "Who is this Junoon?" He answers, "She's a woman crazy for the weapon and wants to collect the 3 pieces at any cost. She always carries a stone that looks like burning coal." The guru says, "Okay, and what else?" Shiva says, "There's something else, but it's not clear in the vision. There is something like an evil guru who always supports her and provides her with power and protects her from death." He asks him, "Do you know anything else?" He says, "No, I don't know anything else, but all I'm sure of is she wants to kill you and take the piece you have. And in my opinion, you won't be able to stop her because she's much stronger than you." The guru laughs and says, "What Junoon doesn't know is that I have a new weapon that will finish her and everyone with her, but it's not working now. And to operate this weapon, the one inside must believe in his abilities. You must find the power switch for your strength, Shiva. Watch your colleagues who came before you." He looks at them and finds Cher playing with his bow in front of Ravina, who carries a shield and has a lethal defensive ability, and the kid Chang can control the wind. Shiva starts training and tries to bring fire out of his hand, but fails. At the end of the day, he goes to sleep and he sees a vision where Junoon attacks young people and puts chains on them that control them completely. After that, he sees Isha, who is sitting thinking about him, but suddenly Zor appears and says to her, "Tell me where the guru's place is." She gets scared of him and runs, so he chases her. But she suddenly stands in his face with all confidence and says, "I won't tell you," because 3 of the guru's men are protecting her, so they tie him up completely. But that jerk freezes himself and escapes the place, breaking the wall, so Isha falls down. Shiva wakes up screaming and rushes to call her, so she answers. He asks, "Are you okay?" She says, "Don't worry, the guru's men saved me." The guru goes to him and says, "Don't worry, I've called my men and they will bring Isha here." But Shiva doesn't calm down and tells him, "You don't understand anything. I feel that Isha is my power switch. Fire only comes out of my body when she's next to me. The guru asks him, why don't you like fire? Why don't you like to see it in front of you?
He answers, because it was the cause of my mother's death. She died burnt. He tells him, it was an accident. Fire has a great benefit when we control it, Shiva, and you also must use the fire inside you correctly. Learn to control it so you don't hurt the innocent and destroy the evil ones with it. Shiva is convinced, and finally he touches the fire, and finally his power starts coming out of his body and he starts controlling it. He keeps training on his abilities until he reaches a level that impresses everyone around him. The guru tells him, keep this lighter with you to bring out your power, and I am begging for mercy, my God. Anyway, suddenly, one of those Junoon controls appears to them, so he comes rushing towards Shiva, but Shiva hides his power, so he leaves them and continues his way in the forest. Shiva says, he's wearing the same stone Junoon wears. The guru says, it's time you know the story of your mother and father. Come with me. He cuts his finger and bleeds on this symbol, so it turns into a box, and this box has the second piece Junoon is looking for. He tells them, you all know this weapon is divided into 3 pieces, but originally it was one piece we all protected. And the sacred symbol you see, Shiva, was the strongest among us. His name was Dev, the king of fire. He had a passion and greed for all weapons. He wanted to possess many weapons to increase his power more. Indeed, he collected many weapons and got different abilities, and he was increasing his power to reach the Brahmastra weapon. Indeed, he managed to defeat all the disciples and took the weapon. With all cruelty, he started using the weapon and was going to cause the destruction of the world. But Amrita stood in his face and hit the Astra weapon with all her strength. This was the story of your mother and father. They loved each other before the war that happened between them. Before the war, your mother was pregnant with Dev's child, but your father fought for his greed for power. After 30 years, I found you in front of and saw the fire power inside you. It was the same power as your father Dev, so I knew your mother didn't die in the war. She stayed alive until you were born. And what makes me believe your words? Ravina interrupts them and says, I found this necklace. They say, this belongs to Junoon. They find that Junoon has controlled the people of the area completely and made them an army fighting with her. The guru drops a tree on them and they leave them and return to the palace. The guru has no time for games. He ends the battle in a second. Mercy, my God. Anyway, at that time, Isha had returned, so Shiva rushes to her and takes her in his arms, and he looks and finds that she brought her mother's belongings with her. She tells him, the guru is the one who asked me to bring all your mother's belongings here. The guru says, I'm the one who asked for these belongings so you'd believe my words. Remember when I told you the 3rd piece of the weapon was lost on the island? He grabs his finger and makes it drip on his mother's shell. The shell transforms and it's the 3rd piece of the Astra weapon. He tells him, and this is the proof that you're the son of Dev and Amrita. Shiva says, so my father Dev is still alive and didn't die. The body I saw in the vision has the same specs as Dev, surrounded by weapons from every direction, and he's supporting Junoon and giving her power to collect the Astra weapon for him and bring him back. But over my dead body will this happen. At night, he goes out of the palace with Isha and shows off his fire skills in front of her. Lie, my boy. Does lying cost money? Anyway, at that time, Junoon attacks the palace with her army, and the guru and students are surprised by the attack. They tie up the guru and all the students, and Junoon takes the 2nd piece. Shiva returns to the palace and finds them all tied up, so he tries to untie the guru's ropes. The guru tells him, focus. This tie has an extraordinary power. You're the only one who can untie it. Shiva asks him, did Junoon take the 2nd piece? He answers, and she took Rani with her, and she'll keep torturing her until she takes the 3rd piece. Shiva says, and I will give her the 3rd piece to save Rani. What you're saying is dangerous. Shiva answers, trust me. The guru says, I want you to burn her and everyone with her. Indeed, Shiva gets hyped and goes to Junoon and tells her, the piece is with me. She tells him, you? Thank you. You've helped me a lot in this mission. He tells her, believe me, Junoon, Dev is using you, and I don't want you. I want to get rid of Dev forever. She tells him, talk about your masters with respect. He says, fine, take the 3rd piece. He throws it up, so they all get close to it. Isha lights the lighter, so Shiva makes a circle of fire and lights the fire in everyone around him. But Dev provides them with power and protects them. They hit him with weapons, and all he does is parry them. Do you think he'll just keep parrying them, my friend? I swear that won't happen. Shiva gets angry, and a fire creature comes out of his body and starts destroying them one by one. But Junoon communicates with Dev, and he gives her the power to control the clouds, so it rains on Shiva and puts out the fire that is his power.
She gets close to them and is about to kill them.
But Shiva's colleagues arrive at the place. Isha runs to take the 2 weapon pieces, and bullets are surrounding her from every direction. Shiva starts lighting their weapons, so Junoon tells her men, don't light a fire anywhere because Shiva takes his power from fire. Isha takes the 2 pieces, so Junoon runs toward her, but Shiva stops her and tells Isha, escape from here. Junoon tells her men, take the weapon piece from him and finish him. Do you think they'll finish him, my friend? I swear that won't happen. He starts hitting them left and right. The Indian hero doesn't care about anything. Superpowered men don't need superpower. Their power is in their lies. Anyway, suddenly Junoon's men surround him and pin him to the ground and are about to kill him. Do you think they'll kill him, my friend? I swear that won't happen. This house catches fire, and this is what Shiva was waiting for. So he takes his power from the fire and explodes into them. He starts attacking them one by one, just like me in my youth. And Amitabh Bachchan, despite his old age, is fighting with his sword like he's a 20-year-old. I'm not hating or saying you lived 750 years. Live and lie to us, Grandpa.
Anyway, Junoon corners Isha and is about to take the 2 pieces from her and kill her. Do you think this will happen, my friend? I swear that won't happen. Shiva arrives at the place and puts an army of fire in front of her. He tells her, surrender, Junoon, or you'll lose your life. She says, my life is not mine to lose, and for sure the one who owns my life won't let me die before I bring him back. She talks with Dev and makes him stop Shiva, and indeed he stops him. She leaves him and goes to Isha, and Zor grabs Shiva, and the son of a jerk breaks his bones. Junoon is about to catch Isha, but the kid Chang lifts them both in the air and throws Junoon down. Zor is about to kill Shiva, but my great-great-grandfather saves him at the last moments, and Shiva brings out his fire weapon and stabs it into Zor's stomach. Everyone is super happy, and Isha takes the kid who saved her in her arms, but suddenly he's stabbed with a knife in his back and falls to the ground. It's Junoon who killed him, and she's still alive and didn't die. She takes the stones from Isha and completes the Brahmastra weapon. She offers her soul as a sacrifice and dies. And indeed, the weapon works, and Isha can't move from her place because the ground starts crumbling. Shiva starts running toward her.
But the guru tells him, this is the beginning of the end. We need to move from here sharp. Leave Isha, or you're going to die if you go to her. Screw you, boss. You've become a total coward. Anyway, Shiva tells him, I can't live without her, and starts sprinting towards Isha. He's jumping over obstacles like an Olympic athlete until he finally reaches her. Isha grabs him and says, if you had just run away, you would have saved your life. But he tells her, you are my life, and I came here to save it. Bruh, are you serious right now? Is this really the time for romance when the planet is literally seconds away from being cooked? Drop her and run, my son. And for real, the light is just about to blast them, but Shiva's power finally wakes up and stands its ground. The guru just gives up and waits for death, while Shiva is doing the absolute most to stop that light. After a whole lot of stress and struggling, Shiva's power reaches the Brahmastra weapon and successfully shuts it down. Everything goes back to how it was. Shiva takes the weapon, and his powers level up so much that he can now pull fire out of his body without even needing a lighter. And just like that, the movie ends.
All right, that's a wrap, my friend. Make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment from the heart. If you're really feeling the love, share this video with your crew. And yo, check out the channel. I've got tons of videos you're gonna vibe with. Catch you in the next one.